Trapped in the everyday. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee, and I thought we'd have a look at something a little bit different today. This is an article from Oz Finance on Reddit, and it's someone who's probably the younger end of the millennials. I'm a geriatric millennial, also known as a trans boomer, and well, I think the difference between just 10 years is quite phenomenal just in the lifestyle that some young people have lived. And I thought we'd have a look at this article because this person is getting a deposit and everything should be falling into place, but it isn't quite. So is my financial situation actually incredible? I'm super depressed right now, so I can't make any clear distinctions. I've had a few beers, so bear with me. Turning 31 in 2 months, living with parents. Currently have 30 grand saved. Parents gifted me 50 grand in 2 weeks to go towards a deposit, so I'll have $80,000. Plan to stay with parents for another year and should result in 125k saved in total in 1 year from now. You could be 32 with 125 grand in savings, 100 which will go towards a property, a unit around 400 grand. So you should have a 25 grand emergency fund and a 300 grand mortgage with his own unit, which should be manageable on decent income. I see around 7 to 10 for sale in this region throughout the year, so he isn't stressed. Sounds pretty good, right? Well, yeah, I think there'll be a lot of people that would love to be in that situation, able to live at home, getting a gift from your parents, and able to save up money, which is probably the best thing they're giving you. And it's what a lot of people have to do in Australia to get ahead on property. Because if you're sitting there waiting for property to crash and you're saying, this is unfair, not everyone can have that, that's life, guys. You know, that's just how it is. The older you get, the more you realize that the whole nursery rhymes they were singing at primary school about everything being fair, it's bullshit, okay? Why can't I feel anything good about this? I can't even begin to fathom locking myself to a mortgage for 20 years. I also can't understand how I'm supposed to have regular income for the rest of my working life. I'm so lonely and frustrated with my life and its routine. Work, gym, cook, clean, read, watch something, eat, shower, go to bed, go for a walk, swipe 1,000 times on dating apps and get 0 matches, repeat. I think this is the real reason here. Now, he's 30. What were you doing at 30, guys? I was getting married, I think, around then. That's the exact date it's lost to the histories of time. You know, we can't remember those things. Shit, I hope Rachel doesn't watch this one. But I'd registered as an architect, graduated from uni, was getting married. You know, I had a girlfriend for 4 years. We settled and decided to move in together and decided to get married, and this is what we were doing. So we're getting on the journey to build a life together. It's very different when you've got a teammate to do this with than when you're doing it by yourself. Because I mean, of course, what's the point? What's the point of working your ass off to have a mortgage, to be stuck in one place when what do you have keeping you there? You don't have a family that you're building a future for. You don't have kids that you're building a home for. You don't have a wife that you're creating a home with. And 1,000 times on dating apps. I mean, I don't know how the hell people are going to... I'm thinking about my kids. How are they going to find partners? Rachel and I, we met at uni. You know, at the computer labs on a Saturday. She was there. I jokingly said, you want to go get a beer? And she was so over it. She'd had like a shit day. She said yes. So I did no work that day. We went out for a beer and then we went home and watched Fight Club. You know, and there you go. Years later, that's how life happens. But all the classes now, they're all remote. How the hell are you going to meet? So you're swiping on an app. You know, it's all just superficial. You get a few seconds, a picture of someone online. I don't get it. This is where I'm the generational difference. Because in geriatric millennial, we had analog childhood. Sure, we had like a Nintendo and stuff like that, but we also had billy carts. We built cubby houses, played with power tools. You know, we had a different childhood, and then we were exposed to technology slowly. So it did have an impact, but not like today. We were still watching the shows on the telly, and you had to watch it at the same time everyone else did. And, I mean, the idea of dating a girl was different. You know, sneaking your first kiss at school under the bushes. Shit, you'd probably get thrown out these days for that, wouldn't you? Wow. So, the guy's stuck in a rut. You know, like, what gives? I don't know anymore. Sorry, I suddenly have a feeling this post will either not post or be deleted quickly. Hi, everyone who briefly reads it before it happens. Okay, so edit. Replies, wow, that's cool. I thought this would be deleted immediately. I'm drinking and will read all soon. Thank you. I appreciate having somewhere to throw my thoughts out. Yeah, he needs to get some help. Okay, he's stuck in a rut. He's lost. What did I do? I remember I was back at uni. I was stuck in a rut before I met Rachel. I think first year. And I just needed a victory. I needed a win. I went and drove across the country in a beat-it up old Camry with a, what was it? I needed to replace some brushes on the charger for the, you know, when you're driving around, it charges up the car. I forgot what it's called. But I had to get out and tap it every time when it stopped charging my battery, tap it with a tool to keep it going. And I drove all the way down to Canberra, just slept on the side of the road and drove through to Mount Kosciuszko. And I climbed the highest mountain in Australia. And it's really pretty lame going up there. You could, you know, almost back in the day, you could drive to the top. And it was summer and there was, you know, flies everywhere with the melted snow. No one told me about that, about the flies. And that was a victory. I needed that. I needed something just to get away from the mundane, get away from everything, have a point and change. And that's what you need. This guy's stuck in a rut. He's stuck in a rut. You know, maybe the apps are not going to work. You know, they're not going to work. You got to find another way to meet a girl. I mean, how do you meet a girl these days, guys? I mean, go to church, university, normally in the classes, but you know, let's see some of the comments. I think before you make any significant financial decisions, it would be wise to consider a counselor or psych for some support. Yeah, no, this is good advice. Get help when you need it. And there people are saying you get 10 sessions, that type of thing. Yeah, I mean, so this is actually good advice. You know, my suggestion would be to make a drastic change. Maybe that's what you need. Hope he doesn't need a counselor. Anyone living his life would get sad. We need social connections, not dating apps. Yeah, I think that's right too. I mean, we missed out on, these things didn't exist when I was a teenager or whenever, when I was in my early 20s. You had online dating, but it's only the freaks that did it. Some of my friends. You're not locking yourself in a mortgage for 20 years. People sell houses if after 5 you want to sell, you can. You're in a good financial position. It seems to me that your loneliness and frustration with life is a far bigger issue. Take some time to think about what you want from life. Write it down. Yeah, do Jordan Peterson's course, understanding yourself, knowing yourself. That'd probably be a good thing to do. Take steps to make it happen. Yep. Get some hobbies that are not just passive consumption. Not OP, but where can I find the writers, authors groups? Okay. Meetup, there's loads. Yeah, we did that too. Networking. Fairly sure you have posted similar things over and before. Go and rent by yourself for a year. Forget about the rent money's dead money mantra. Freedom will give you all the aspects of life. Okay, so yeah. Well, guys, there we have it. Let's have a bit of a chat about this one, eh? So what do you think? What advice would you give this person? I think they're just stuck in a rut. How do you meet someone these days? Let me know in the chat. I'm going to have to teach my kids. Oh, shit. Anyway, take care. All the best to OP, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.